Alright guys, this is part 3 of my thoughts today. I had a lot to talk about, so I cut it into 3 parts because I realized it was going to be a huge, long video, guys. Now I'm going to talk about Daniel Bryan. If you made it through all the first 2 parts and you're making it to the 3rd part, you're freaking awesome. Glad to have you here. Daniel Bryan, he's been wanting to get back into the WWE and wrestle again. If you don't know his story, he was having some concussion problems and they made him retire about 2 years ago. Freaking my hand was itching, and being I'm driving, I can't freaking really itch with my other hand since I'm talking to you guys on a film, so sorry about that. But he can't wrestle because of concussions, but he's been cleared from every single doctor that he's went to. Like, he goes to doctors himself to see what he needs to do to get himself cleared to wrestle again. And every single doctor he's went to has cleared him to wrestle, except the WWE's doctor. They will not clear Daniel Bryan to wrestle. They just won't clear him. For some reason, they just think he never should wrestle again, and his time in the WWE is up. He should just call it a day. But Daniel Bryan doesn't want to call it a day. He's kind of pissed off about how the WWE is looking at things. And he's like, after his contract runs up, he's going to leave WWE if he doesn't get to wrestle again. And his contract runs up in September of this year. So there's a big possibility that Daniel Bryan's going to end up going to Ring of Honor or New Japan Wrestling or TNA, if TNA is still around after that, or Impact Wrestling or Global Force Wrestling, whatever they call themselves now. But there's a good chance he's going to go to one of those companies after his contract in WWE runs up in September. And you can't really blame the guy if he's been cleared by every single doctor he's went to, and apparently he's been to 5 or 6. So I mean, if you get cleared by 5 or 6 doctors, you probably should be allowed to wrestle again. But what really messes me up with this story, and kind of makes me mad about this story, is apparently the WWE offered Daniel Bryan a chance to have a match at this year's WrestleMania. He just would be limited to what he could do in the ring as far as his match would go. Now, this could have been a big thing for Daniel Bryan because it had got him back in the ring. He'd been able to show that maybe he can still go, even though he'd be limited a little bit in the ring by whatever the WWE wanted him to do. But it also, and they would have to clear him to wrestle. So it would have been a big thing for Daniel Bryan to be cleared to wrestle at WrestleMania, and WWE would have had a clearing. But what I hear is Daniel Bryan didn't want to be limited to how much he can do in the ring, so he turned down this offer to wrestle at WrestleMania because he wants to go in there and actually wrestle at his new limitation, which means basically he's learning a new type of wrestling. Like, Daniel Bryan's wrestling before was like a high speed, out there, holy crap, moving quick, hyped up, off the top rope craziness. And now he's limited his wrestling to a new type of wrestling he does, a new slower paced, still Daniel Bryan, but a little bit slower paced wrestling, where that he wouldn't get injured as often as he did before. And they decide that they're going to let him go in and wrestle again, and now Daniel Bryan has turned that down and said he will not do that, which sucks for us fans because we want to see Daniel Bryan back. So hopefully they'll figure something out, and there's a possibility that Daniel Bryan will still maybe possibly wrestle some type of match at this year's WrestleMania show, which is a month away from now. So he's got about 4 weeks that this possibly could happen. 4 weeks that the WWE could clear him to wrestle again. 4 weeks for us, the fan, to hope WWE ain't going to keep screwing things up and not let Daniel Bryan come back, because nobody wants to see Daniel Bryan go to Ring of Honor, New Japan, TNA, and not be a part of the WWE. That just doesn't make any sense. But I'm going to talk about the KSI Logan Paul fight in the next one. Holy crap. This is going to be like a 20-something minute my thoughts video. I didn't think it was going to be this long, but definitely go check out the next one if you want to know my thoughts on the KSI Logan Paul fight.